and they ain't
Right,
even think
right,
about joining their son or nephew up. They want to come
right,
watch you work
right,
so
right,
they can take
right,
take it back and tell.
right, right, right.
Shit be crazy.
Shout out to
Nope.
Kyron Davis.
What's
Big
going on with you?
That's
How
my
you doing?
guy. Why this
So
nigga look different? This nigga look different every time he come up here. Every time he come up here, he look different.
I mean, I got stuff going on.
Nigga look different every time he come up. Word. That's my guy. What up, my
What's
guy?
going on with you? That
We good. We
Talk,
good.
we talking tactics and sparring tactics and moles
All
and
kind of
how the
shit.
internet has changed completely from now till then, and just bringing the cameras and sparring and
yeah.
stuff like that.
I always have cameras in my sparring, but I never release anything. And I mean, it's always just for like what I want to do for what I'm working on. You know what I'm saying?
Now, are
But
you saving that? Are you saving it for your documentary later on in life, or what?
Oh well, obviously we got so much footage that if it ever was a point where I want to put together a documentary, I would have the footage. But like when it comes to like film, and I feel like in the gym, I feel like it's classy not to post that kind of stuff. I had footage of me knocking out world champions. I would never post. I would never post it. You know what I'm saying? I would never post it. I don't feel like it's classy. I don't feel like it does anything for you. I feel like it's clout chasing. I'm like that tweener age. I'm like 1994. I'm 29, so I'm not that young age where I think everything's a fucking joke. You know what I'm saying? I think that it's classy to not post all that bullshit. I feel like what goes on in the gym, it goes on in the gym, especially when you got guys cutting weight. You got guys cutting weight and they coming in, they sparring you, or you coming in fresh. You
and
got
you get
guys
out
that
on
come
them. Yeah.
exactly. You got guys. I might be training for a fight, so you might be the last guy that spar me, so you might get out because you got the last 4 rounds. You know what I mean? I'm doing 15 rounds or something like that. You got guys that come in the ring, 30 pounds heavier because they walk around heavy, and you sparring and you got to fight in 2 weeks. You know what I mean? They might get off on you. So I don't think that it's like classy to post sparring out, and I don't think it matters. I think only thing that matters is the day of the fight. As you can see, like with Frank Martin and Tank, the sparring might have been competitive. It might have, but with the fight, you seen what happened because when the guys weigh in and they do their job completely to the end, and when they got to put the weight back on, and when they got to do everything correctly, when at the end of the day, you're gonna see who really put the real work in. You know what I mean? Who really does it correctly? And I think that's what really matters at the end of the day. That posting shit's right.
What about the lights? Do you believe in the lights? They getting caught up in the hype of the fight and the lights and.
I mean, if you live for that, then I understand.
Do you
If
think
you want the lights,
Do you think Frank got caught up in that?
He might not admit it, but
I don't. But I don't think Frank would have could won that fight no matter what. And I told you that. That's when we talked. I said that I think Frank was a good fighter, and I think that he's talented, but Tank just know a little bit too much. Every time you watch Tank, he just seemed like he's just a little bit ahead of what the guys is what the other opponent is doing. You know what I mean? And it's always the case. And until proven wrong, I mean, you got to go with Tank. I mean, I never bet against Tank because as you see, every time you say you gonna do something, you're gonna do it. And plus, Tank from Baltimore, I'm from Delaware, Philly area. I can't go against Tank. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
You definitely gotta know how to feel the energy of the audience, the noise that the audience make. When they screaming, they either screaming because you getting hit or you hitting your opponent. You gotta know what you know what I'm saying.
Absolutely. In that fight, Frank had moments, but he was fighting like a cat. You know, a cat fight real hard to get you off him.
What kind
I
of
think
Siamese?
one of the biggest mistakes he was making.
Was he Siamese cat? What kind of cat?
He was one of them cats where like you get real close to the cat and he start acting real crazy and he just scrapping, and he might land some shit, but at the end of the day, his nerves are so fucked up that he's gonna get tired because he's working so hard to keep you off him. And
He was punching and moving at the same time. He wasn't getting it off, then moving.
Yeah,
He was like he wasn't sitting.
exactly. it was no confidence. He wasn't sitting down.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
he wasn't. Even left hands he was landing because he landed some good left hands. He just wasn't sitting down like how he usually would sit down. If you're gonna hurt somebody significantly, you gotta sit down a little bit more. But that's the game plan to stop somebody
But
from coming forward.
he knew if he sat still a split second too long, anything can happen. You
Exactly.
know what I'm saying?
If he had,
Anything can happen
but
on a night
you
like
know what's
this.
crazy? If he had a little more confidence in his chin, he might have lasted longer. When you nervous like that, and you so scary like that, as soon as you make a mistake, you knocking yourself out. You
Right.
know, he closing his eyes when you get hit. He don't know when he get hit. He looking up and seeing if he okay. He looking in the crowd. You know, I think that he was confident in his ability to take Tank's punch. That might have been due to the sparring, but I don't think he was confident in his ability to take Tank's punch because he was every time he got hit, he was looking at the stars, backing up, looking at like trying to see if
Yeah,
he
he
was
was like,
okay.
shit was
And
crazy.
he was doing good because I think Frank is a talented fighter. He was doing good, but doing good ain't gonna win you a fight. What's gonna win you a
Nah.
fight? What's gonna win you a fight is being confident in your game plan. And at no point did Tank didn't look confident in what he was trying to do, and that was trying to get him in the deep waters, break him down, and land his favorite punch.
Hmm.
And he landed left hand. You know.
He was having fun, man. Tank was having fun. He was so relaxed in that
Yeah.
fight. Shit was crazy.
And I hear all the talk people talking like, yeah, he was marked up. The nigga light skin. My son light skin. I don't want to
Oh
Oh,
hear
yeah,
that.
yeah,
He light
yeah.
skin.
yeah.
He gonna
A
get.
lot of people thought he was swollen, but he was just turned red, and he
Yeah,
looked swollen. He wasn't even
he's
swollen.
scared. Man, I don't want to hear that. My son light skin. I don't want to hear that.
That's LA.
You gonna get when you get hit and you light
That's
skin, it's gonna turn
It's
colors. I
turned
don't want
red.
to hear that.
You know.
now it
Yeah.
is.
It's boxing. You gonna get touched, but I don't think that anything that he hit of Tank went
True,
really
true.
surprised Tank. I think I think a couple moments where Tank was kind of like, okay, I see, I understand. And when it got to deep waters and Tank started turning on, he turned into a little punk. I don't want to I don't want to say it like that because I respect all fighters, but he kind of shelled up and like he was getting real low
I
and just
think
trying
at
to get out the way.
times he was over
Yeah,
defensive. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, yeah.
Defense,
And I
his
think
defense was good, but he was over
yeah,
defensive, man.
yeah, 100%, coach.
Hands win fights. You know.
Yeah, 100%, coach. I think that at some moments he should have sat down and if he wanted to win the fight, he should have risked it and he should have got off them ropes.
But y'all
But
can't say that. Y'all can't say that. Y'all don't know what that man was feeling in there. That man was feeling some shit.
That's true.
He
yeah,
was fighting.
but Zab, you
That's true.
in a fight you gonna feel something, but what makes a champion is you going against that
But
feeling.
that's why I say, like I said before, that was his first time in them lights.
Yeah.
He was in there with a dog. He was in there with a killer. And he was like, oh shit. Like all that shit hit
Shit.
him at the same
Listen,
time.
listen,
It
listen.
hit him
If
at the
Tank
same
was
time.
I fight at middleweight, right? If Tank was 160, I want. You gotta pay me a lot of money to get that nigga with the ring. That motherfucker punch. He got God-given ability. He got God-given punching power, and he's different. And you can tell. And I think that everybody around the division is starting to be able to see and tell. Um, I don't. I don't think that is. I don't think that is a secret no more. And you know what? The craziest thing about it is, and every time I watch him fight, I say the same thing. When I was young, me and Tank are the same age. We actually share the same birthday. So every time Premier Boxing put up the joint, it always put us together.
So
But
Hassan Rockman too. Y'all, Hassan Rockman got the same birthday.
yeah, huh?
Hassan Rockman birthday the same as Tank too.
Oh, really?
Oh
Okay,
yeah.
wow. Okay, yeah, yeah. So we always got the same birthday, always posted at the same time, but we also share the same last name. So I always
Okay.
got to hear the same questions. But what's crazy is when I seen Tank fight for the first time, I was 11 years old, and we was up there at the Upton boxing gym, and they had one of them fights up there, and I fought up there, and I had won, but he fought, and he was one of the last fights, and I seen him fight, and me and my boy watched him fight. I said he was gonna be world champion. The electricness that he has right now is the same electricness that he had when he
Back
was
then.
11 years old. He
how
was
old was he?
punching. He was about 11 years old, and
Mm.
every punch was a power punch, and every punch that he threw had bad intentions. I'm like, I haven't seen nothing like this before. At this age, you know what I mean. I was a really good amateur. I was 91-9. I was a really good amateur. I won 3 national championships. I was alternate. I was really good, but to watch him, bro, I knew that he was gonna be really good. So nothing that he's doing right now is like even like unexpected. I think everybody around that time knew that he was gonna be really good. You know what I mean? And I'm proud. I'm proud to see. I'm proud to see the things that he's doing, man. And the things that he's doing is really special. I hate when people try to take away from the credit saying he ain't fighting nobody and all that stuff like that. That man's he's doing great things. Like nobody is doing the
Sure.
things at the level where he's doing. Is getting the knockouts that he's getting knockouts against top level guys. Like that shit is not easy, you know.
It ain't easy.
Yeah, and I know that game to get the knockouts at the top level that he's getting knockouts in, and to be able to control what he's doing, man, that boy is amazing. You know what I mean? I hate when people take credit away from him. You know what I mean? Young black man came from nothing. You feel me? The same place that I came from, nothing. I ain't had nothing. I'm from nothing. You know what I'm saying? And he built and he's able to maintain. And he got a little trouble, and he's getting. You can see him maturing and getting better and getting smarter. Man, that shit's amazing, bro. I think
Hey,
that we
yo,
should all. That shit's
one thing,
amazing.
coach. So, coach, this question, I know you probably going to hesitate on this question, but do the ambulance come pick them up, or do y'all send them or y'all send them in an Uber? I ask you. No, for real. No, for real. I'm just saying. I used to be in there. I know how it goes. Do the
Listen,
Uber take them there, or do the ambulance come to the gym and get them?
I've seen the ambulance pull up at our gym a few times.
Come on, that's what I'm talking about. This is the shit I want to talk about on before champ.
You know,
That's what I want to talk
not
about.
just with Tank, with other fighters too. Look, Tank got more knockouts than he have on his record. Not just in our gym, just traveling around different gyms.
Yeah.
He got more knockouts shit that people haven't seen. You know,
Okay.
So
it's real shit.
The best knockouts is in the gym. I've seen some of the best knockouts in the gym with the 16 ounces on and the headgear. I've seen some of the best knockouts.
So
I
who
seen
get
one
more work?
guy, he was knocked out standing up. I on his feet, standing up.
Who get more work, the Uber or the ambulance?
Ambulance.
They going straight to, and they gotta pay the bill. Cause the ambulance, if you get an ambulance ride, we know you gotta pay a bill. You gotta pay a bill. So
But
you
if
get a
but look,
bill with that.
Zab, if you get an
Damn.
ambulance in New York City, you might as well get an Uber because the shit gonna take forever.
Oh shit! You
You
might
know the
die in the
ambulance
Uber.
taking forever. You're gonna die.
It's been like that for years. Even the gym I came up as a kid, he used to have an ambulance pull up every week, taking somebody to the
Got
hospital.
you, cuz. Oh man, that's crazy.
how
Word, man.
how many kids quit the Upton gym after sparring Tank?
Oh shit.
You know, boxing ain't for everybody, man.
It's really
You know,
not.
Did he make it a shorter career for
I
most of
think
the guys?
all the gyms have good turnovers. You know, everybody good till they spar. Sometimes if
Do you
the
guys?
gym get if the gym get overpopulated, you might have a sparring session for a whole week, and then the shit is thin out. You know, the ones that really wanted to come back.
Mills,
Do you
I,
guys? Do you make the guys sign waivers? Like if you
Yeah, you have to start.
like if
Yeah,
you die, it's not our fault.
Mills, I think you gotta realize like these guys that's in the gym too, like it be some talented guys that you never hear about because they got into some trouble. It was a guy that I fought. His name was, and I don't know if you know him, Coach, Ronald Gibbs. You remember him? He
yes,
was
man.
He was stabbed, man, and it hurt
Him
me
and
bad.
Tank was like him and Tank used to work, man. He
Man,
was getting
me and him fought,
yeah.
and this was my first one of my first losses, and he beat me, and it was like close. It was like split decision or something like that. And I remember he was a cool guy. He was talented. A lot of guys that come through the gyms, especially these urban areas,
Yeah,
they don't make it out. You know, some of the talented guys,
yep.
you know, they getting killed, jail, and then something happens. You know what I mean? Like you talking about like some talented guys. I mean, guys with the quickest hands and the strongest power punches that you would ever
Talented.
see. You know what I'm saying? And it's sad, man. Like, I don't want to bring somebody because we got 100 people on here. And I know you're gonna post it. I want to bring some light to that. Like that if we could clean up a little bit in our neighborhoods and we could give a little more back, we can get a little more champions out of here. Cause I'm telling you, we better than Mexico, we better than the Kazakhstan, we better than everybody.
Better
The
than
guys that
everybody.
come out of the hood, man, I'm telling you, we be talented. And I lost a guy from my gym, man. He was so freaking talented, bro. You would not even like understand how good he was. He could beat everybody up, and he was killed. So, I definitely think that's a big deal. Like the urban areas bringing the best fighters because
Yeah,
we've been through so much. You
indeed.
know what I'm
A
saying?
lot of talent, man.
What would
A
you
lot of times,
Yeah,
man.
Ronald
say
Gibbs
about
was
that?
he was supposed to turn pro a few months just
Bro,
before
he
he
was
got
good.
killed.
He was long. He was rangy. He had
Rangy.
power. He had quickness. I remember him vividly. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Because a lot of guys couldn't fuck with me back then. And he was good. You know. Yeah, he was a good fighter.
Mm,
yeah. He
crazy.
was killed in 2011.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
What,
So,
what would you have to say about that, champ?
No, definitely they speak as they're quiet, man. I got a lot of fallen soldiers that come from my gym, my hood, that had hands that never got a chance to blossom out their career. You know what I mean? So I definitely understand. I can definitely relate to what they're saying. Definitely, I'm just saying, thinking about a couple of different guys that was nice, but they didn't get a chance to make it.
Yeah.
Speaking of fallen soldiers, Canelo Alvarez will be fighting Edgar Berlanga. So
When
talk to me.
when is that?
They're setting it up, man. What do you think about that?
Who is he fighting?
Edwin
Berlanga's gonna
Belanga,
be fighting
Belanga.
Canelo.
Oh my goodness.
oh, but look, put it like this. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna
You
I'm gonna
been
hit.
in there, Canelo.
I'm gonna
Did they let you film? Did they let you film in there?
I'm gonna get. I'm gonna call Canelo up. I'm gonna his team up. Cause I'm gonna go out there and get some little bit of work. Cause I got a little bit of time before my next fight. And go up there and go help him forget Belanga. But Belanga shouldn't be a problem at all.
Mm.
Mm.
Mm. Well,
Is this
for me, I'm loyal to I'm loyal to the borough. Yeah, I know that. I'm
You
loyal
go
to the
die
borough.
by the
I'm
burrows.
gonna die by the borough. I got Brooklyn on my back. No lie, like literally. And I gotta ride with my guy, man.
listen,
Let's go, Brooklyn.
listen. I think that Belanga he got some talent, but I don't think that is world class talent. I think that's gonna be too much for him. And he gonna make some money.
He got a punch his chance. That's it.
There you
Barely,
go.
and barely that
Brooklyn.
can, barely that. Cause you can't try to be political. Yo,
Canelo,
I don't
Listen, I'm
care.
gonna say this.
Canelo gonna beat him, but he do got to punch his chance to land something and
I'm gonna say this.
upset the world.
We had one guy, one Brooklyn guy, Danny Jacobs. Give him some hiccups. Now he going at Brooklyn again.
Yeah,
This might be the one.
yeah.
This might be the one. I'm
Hey,
just
bro,
saying. Every generation gets better and better
I'm happy
in Brooklyn.
I'm
I'm just
more
saying.
here. That man got no chance.
I don't know. I'm
That man,
going.
There
Let's
you
yo,
go.
go, Belanga.
No chance.
hey, that man got no chance.
PR. Let's go. Puerto Rico.
No
What you got to say?
experience.
Let's go, Puerto Rico.
listen?
Wait a minute,
There's
guys.
no power advantage.
The
There's no
president
punch
of Puerto
resistance.
Rico is about to talk. Cut the station. Talk.
Berlanga has
Maybe I'm saying too much.
the chance Berlanga has is like the Knicks winning the NBA.
And
The
you
Oh
whole
my
Puerto Rican.
God, not the president. Wait a minute.
Hold up,
Ladies and
time out.
gentlemen, cut the station
Hold
it's
off
up,
like if
now.
hold up,
The Brooklyn Nets won the
hold
chip.
up.
Like
Don't
it's
come
not,
on
you
the
know.
Oh
not
my
too much on the
God.
Knicks. Not too much on the Knicks. Hold up.
I've
Not too
never
much on the
heard him
Knicks.
go against Puerto Rico. I've never heard this. I've never heard this before. I've never heard this
What y'all
language
think
before,
about
fellas.
David Morrell?
I think he's really good.
I think it's good, but you should stay away from David Benavidez. How about that?
But I want to know why he hasn't fought in so long. What's going
What's
He
that?
just fought. He just fought. I said I think he's very good, but he should stay away from David Benavidez.
I mean, that's the fight he should get.
He went up to 75 though, Benavidez.
Okay. So they out of
Yeah.
Nah,
weight classes.
I think that David will go down for Canelo though.
Yeah.
He'll go
No,
back down.
Benavidez would go down. I'm talking about David Morrell. what do we think about him? I just saying he's a very great fighter. I like him, but I just don't think that he should be because I know that I watched him. He's chasing David Benavidez, and I don't think that's a good fight for him.
I think David Morrell is good. We can't see how good he is because we haven't seen him fight enough. You know, like I think he's really good. He's long and strong. You look like he got fast. I mean, he got good power. I just haven't seen him that much. You know, it's hard to tell.
Great,
you know, like
that's a great fight. David Morrell and Boo Boo.
yeah,
Demetrius Andre and David Morrell. That's a good fight.
Yeah,
That's
Boo Boo's still strong. That's a good fight.
Because then you can see where David is at. You know what I mean? Like he looks the part, but I just don't know him enough. You know.
And Boo Boo's still strong. He got a lot of fight left in him.
A lot of fight left from young, strong. That's a good fight for him, yo. You know what I'm saying? Definitely. I'm gonna be on his phone tomorrow. Let's go, champ. Let's get it.
He got a lot of money to make that he leaving on the table. He got to keep fighting.
Right.
Then somebody said Benavidez had a problem with slick fighters. I don't know about that. He shows a different kind of force.
I mean, I've been in the ring with Benavidez. I think that what was underestimated about him in his timing. His timing is really good. I don't think that he's that big power puncher. I don't know if it's my. I don't think he's a big power puncher, and I don't know if it's because it's my chin, or to me he doesn't feel like a big power puncher. I felt his punches, but he's quick and his timing is good and he don't stop.
So what? Y'all sparred?
We fought.
Oh yeah,
we fought.
Oh, I didn't see that. Oh shit.
So Zab, look, they gave me 16-day notice when Uzitaki popped dirty for steroids. They gave me 16-day notice. I got in the ring with him. It was one of the fights of the year 2021. But you know, I was out of shape when I fought him. But
so
from what I felt,
you telling me right now the monster David Benavidez don't have the power that people think he has?
I don't know what people think, but I'm telling you that
that he's been showing.
I don't think that his power is one knockout punch power. If that's respectful, like you feel me? I don't think that's one knockout punch power. He has good accumulative punching power, and I don't think that he punches soft. He's just not one punch knock you out kind of guy.
How many rounds?
He's a guy.
Y'all went?
We went 7. I think when I was fighting back, my coach knew that I couldn't fight because I wasn't in shape. I came from the club when I heard them I was coming from the club when they told me that you could fight Benavidez. I said, all right. I said, how much money they give me? Well, give me more, and they gave me money, and I fought him. And we was one of the fights of the year that 2021.
What you mean you was coming from the club?
I was leaving the club. You know,
a nightclub.
You did some clubbing back in the day, Zach.
Okay, no. I ain't know what you're talking about. You mean nightclub, party
leaving
club.
the club where the bottles be at.
Okay.
And I was leaving, and I got a call from my coach. He said, "You fight Benavidez."
How much time did you have to prepare?
16 days.
So they called you. You was leaving the nightclub. So they called you on 16 days. So 15 days later, you fought David Benavidez in the fight.
I lost the weight, and I got in the ring, and then go watch that fight. Pull it up. Go watch that fight. So
he was burning up tequila in the 15 days. He had tequila.
I'm gonna watch it as soon as I get off.
Yeah,
go watch that.
Watch it too. So you saying basically, without the Don Julio, you would have did better.
I think that if I had a real camp, an 8-week, 9-week camp, to train for Dave Benavidez, the outcome would have been totally 100% different. 100%.
Were there cigarettes and marijuana involved?
I don't smoke cigarettes and I don't smoke weed.
Okay. I'm just saying so. Okay.
But I was in shape at all. I had to lose a lot of weight. It was a weight cut in camp, and I lost weight in 15 days, and I fought.
How many days you think you ran out of the 15 days? Did you run all 15 days?
I ran every 15 days because I had to, or I wasn't going to make the weight. I ran all the way up until the weigh-in.
We learning something new, guys. We learning something new here.
So So when I fought him, and they knew that. They knew that when they took the fight, and you know what I mean. But it turned out to be a one of the fan favorite fights, and you know it was a good back and forth fight. My coach, he knew that I was giving so much. He pulled me, and I was mad at him at first, but I understood what he was doing. He was preserving me, which, you know what I mean, it's good. You know, I'm at the point where I'm at today. I'm number one in the WBA. I'm at the point where I'm fighting for a world title like in the next fight or two. So, you know, it was a good decision by my coach, and I trust him. But, you know, in that fight, you know, I was in a position where, you know, I was taking an opportunity, and you know, I
Was
did what I
that
had to do.
was that your first last minute call fight? Was that your first
Yeah,
time
and
you
that was
ever
my
did that?
first. That was the first time I had to do something like that. That was last time. Last time I had to do something like that. So I knew that if I did good enough, that I was gonna bring myself out of a situation. Nothing in my career has been easy. The road that so we always hear about these glamorous roads where, you know, guys, they come up the rankings and they get all the good fights, and, you know, and they're able to be, you know, walked into a situation where, you know, they become champion, and then they could defend a title, and they can slowly build up. For me, and a lot of these fighters, we got to fight our way into a position. You know, we got to take fights in situations where we want to take them. I fought Anthony Durrell, um, in less than like 4 weeks notice. You know, Anthony Durrell beat Durrell. Go watch the fight. Me, Tyron Davis versus Anthony Durrell. I beat Anthony Durrell. They gave me a draw. I had to take the draw. I moved up in weight class to fighting. I don't fight at 168. Moved up in weight to fighting, and they gave me a draw. Back to the draw. Brought back to the drawing board. Had to work my way back up. I beat a couple guys. They called me for Benavidez, 16-day notice. I take the opportunity. I show a good showing. My name is out there. And I got to work my way back up because I took a loss. Work my way back up. So I got to fight a 16-0 prospect of the year, number one in the world, contender, um, Elijah Garcia, 10-1 underdog. I beat him. I beat him last week on the Tank undercard, and the judge still tried to steal it from me, and I finally get my victory. So now where we want to be. So, like, for a lot of fighters, you know, as talented as we are, sometimes we got to go to the hard road, and that's not wrong with that. You know what I mean? And I love all the scratching and the bruises and you know what I mean. A lot of guys we got to go through that, but you know what I'm saying.
Tell me this, Kyron, right?
So,
Out of all that you've been through and all that you went through, what did you learn from all this?
to stay focused,
Stay in the gym.
stay in the gym, always be ready. I've learned to embrace every moment. You know what I mean? Take every moment in and learn from it. The mistakes that I've made in my career, because even though we could say 16-day notice, well, what you doing 16 days not ready for, you know what I mean, at least a little bit ready for the fight. You know what I mean? So, you know what I mean, being a little bit more prepared in between fights. Um, taking them a little bit more seriously. Um, all them things that you go through. You know, as a person growing up, I'm 29 years old now, but you know, growing up, you know, as soon as I made a little bit of money, my first thing I did, I went to the club and threw a bunch of money at strippers. You know what I'm saying? Like, learning disciplines and learning to the attitude that you have to be a world champion, and that's not always easy. And I'm still not even there yet. You know what I'm saying? But to get closer and closer to the goal, and understanding that, you know, to beat adversity, you gotta be great, and that's not just in the ring; that's outside the ring.
Kyron was in the club like Mills. He's like, all I want for my birthday is a big booty hoe. All I want to get
Hey,
that money.
Dab, on God, all I want for my birthday.
And